Hello everybody. It's your girl Joanna, and this is my point of view on things that affect all of us, things that we all go through, but a lot of people don't want to talk about because it's embarrassing or sad or it's some type of way upsetting. I talk about those things, and I hope I do so in a funny way where you guys can find some amusement and some joy in the fucked up things that are going on in our world. I just want to make sure my microphone's on, y'all. My bad. But so today I want to talk about a couple of things. And usually when I do these shows, I write down, kind of an overview of what it is that I want to talk about and everything. And I have several subjects written down here, but something just happened that I feel like I need to talk about it. So I don't know if we're going to follow this schedule because I need to talk about some more shit, okay? And what I want to talk about is rules of engagement in a relationship or even a situationship, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we get involved in these relationships, in these situationships, and nobody really defines what the rules are. It's kind of like a free-for-all, free-fuck-for-all or whatever that goes well until it goes bad. And I've had a few of those situations, and it always goes bad when you don't sit down like adults and talk to somebody about what it is that you expect, what it is that you want, what you're looking for. If these conversations are not had before the fucking starts, that situationship is doomed. Because if all you know that you like about a motherfucker is the way they fuck you, you gonna find a lot of shit about that person that you don't like. Sometimes you don't even have to start the sexual relationship to realize this ain't what the fuck you want. My last relationship ended badly because there was no discussion of expectations before beginning the relationship and before falling into the bed and fucking and all this stuff. There was no conversation about what the expectations was because we were just so good. We vibed so well that we were like, yeah, this is it. It was not. I like to think of myself as a very clean person. Physically, I'm very clean. But my house, I have a house that is all tile floors. Every inch of my house is cold tile floors. And they're white and bluish gray, and they stain so terribly. And it's very, 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 very hard to keep an entire house of tile clean. It is. If I wanted my floors to be as clean as I like for them to be, I would literally be mopping every day. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't want to make the time to do that. Who the fuck wants to make the time to mop every fucking day? But then, if I don't do it at least once a week, my floors get wretched. They look like, because I have an 8-year-old son. He's oftentimes spilling things all over the floor, and he'll pick it up to his ability, but his ability is not thorough at all. So it's a lot of shit that gets left over on my floors. And then we get hair and pollen and everything else that floating around the air gets stuck to it, and we have a travesty on my floor. But I don't think that is worthy of berating someone non-stop for a week. Yes, my floors do need some fucking attention. They still do, and I just got through doing them motherfuckers on Saturday. They still need some attention because it's fucking towel. But I do not think that is a reason to wake up, go to sleep, fuck, eat, sleep, drink, negativity about the subject. Like literally, the man who I was in a relationship with, he was an alcoholic first of all. So when he drunk, it was like his brain put his mouth on repeat. So all he did was keep saying the same shit over and over and over with different degrees of slurring, because as his alcohol intake increased, these words got even more and more slur, right? But the subject matter never changed. It was always about me and how I'm not keeping my house clean enough for him. So, I'm like, okay, well, show me an example. Let's go to your house. Let me see how you keep your house. Oh, he doesn't have one. Oh, I failed to mention that. I failed to tell y'all that. A motherfucker that fucking demanding should have his own house, his own car, his bank account. He should have 401k, and he should have goals for making more money in the future. The motherfucker that was writing me about my floors being too dirty had no house, had a vehicle with no transmission in it. Yeah, he didn't have shit. He had a job. And it was one of those under the table type of jobs, because apparently he lost his ID, so he couldn't even cash his checks. So nigga, you're really working at a reduced rate for cash. You don't own shit, but you have such advice and such vitriol about my floors not being to the point where you eat off of. First of all, this is not a Chinese restaurant, Mandarin, Korean, any of those. This is not that type of restaurant. So there's no reason for you to ever be eating anything off of my floors. I have a table, I have plates, I have chairs. You have no reason to ever eat anything off my floor. So why is it required that my floors are so clean you eat off of them? How about they be clean enough to step on bare feet? And they are. Look, I've been barefoot all morning. But how about at least they be clean enough for you to walk around barefoot? No? You want to eat on them? Okay, well, then show me how you do it. I mean, because I've been doing it and it's not good enough. So show me how you do it. You know this motherfucker didn't finish one job he started? You have so much energy to talk shit to me from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night. You have so much energy that you can ride me about my filthy floors, which ain't really that damn filthy, but you haven't completed one goddamn job that you set out to do. Fine, I'll do it. Just stay out, just get out of my way. I'ma clean the shit up how I like it, and then once it's clean, we'll just keep it clean. I'm like, cool. Show me how you would prefer for it to be done, and then I can keep it up. I can emulate that if it's not to your liking. This motherfucker didn't finish not one job he started. He's supposed to clean the stove. If I show y'all my stove right now, y'all gonna be like, bitch, that needs to be thrown out. And I would say I agree. I have been telling motherfuckers that are in charge of that the stove is broken down, it's fucked up, I need a new one. They ain't trying to hear it. Okay, so I'm working with what I got. But you don't start, you don't finish any of the jobs that you started. He wanted to clean out the deep freezer. Let's get the deep freezer cleaned out. First of all, we threw away $300 worth of food because he wanted to clean the deep freezer out. The deep freezer never got completed. All the food got thrown away. I lost $300 worth of food, but it never got cleaned. I can turn the camera over there right now to the deep freezer. You can see streaks from stuff that spilled on it. It's never gotten clean. But that's just one. That's just one person. That's just one person, one instance. You know, like, I was like, listen, this isn't working. We're not for each other, which I really thought that we were, because I thought that I was going to marry this man. Because when I tell you physically, he is a black Adonis. This man is, he could have been taken right out of my brain of what my perfect man was and just created for me. I just wasn't specific on, you know, the important things like personality and you know, I I wasn't specific enough when I was dreaming this nigga up in my head. I just wanted him to look good. I didn't, even think about the fact that he was going to be a fucking asshole, a sorry asshole that, work and make money but don't want to spend none of his on anything that benefits you at all. Or if he does, he wants half of his money. Like, it was a shame. Like, this nigga's so fine. It was a shame that he was such a sorry motherfucker. It was a shame because he's so fine. So fine. But I had to get rid of that one, kick rocks, keep it moving, because he was not for me. So I started talking to someone who I'd already been talking to. I've been talking to this person for a while, but it was never nothing serious because A, he just got out of prison. He don't have no job. He don't have no car. He don't have no place to stay. So really, whenever you meet somebody like that, if you're a woman, and y'all, let's be honest, if you're a woman and you meet somebody like that, you just like, okay, so he probably got some good dick though. Because you have nothing else to offer a woman. You have nothing else to offer her. You just got out of pen. You don't have no job. You don't have no car. You don't have no crib. You don't have no money. You really don't have anything, especially right now with the pandemic going on. You can't even create these things for yourself right now because the community is at a standstill. So I'm not saying that he doesn't have anything and like he's a terrible person and like it's all his fault. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he has nothing to offer me but mouth and dick. And he doesn't stay around me. He stays an hour away. So I would have to drive an hour to go pick him up, an hour to come back here. All on my dime, mind you. I'm paying for all of it because he doesn't have shit. And then we would stay here, and then I would have to cook for him, feed him, and all the stuff that you have to do when you have someone staying at your house. You got to feed them. You have to provide the electricity and water and stuff so they can take care of themselves. But you have to take care of them too because they're a guest in your house. And when I thought about these things today, because I was like, you know what, fuck it, I just want some good head. Like the last one, it was terrible. I just wanted some good head. I was like, look, all right, I'm gonna go get it. But the plans just kept changing and kept changing. And so finally, I was like, okay, well, look, I'm gonna come get you in the morning. This is what I said last night. I'm gonna come get you in the morning. How early do you get up? Because I get up hella early because I want to be there and back by 10. Like, I want to do it fast. He never responds. Okay. So, when I go to sleep and I haven't received a response from you, I don't know if you get this or not, but to me, the trip has been canceled. If I'm asking you questions the night before about a trip that I'm to take in the morning and you're not responding to my messages, if I go to sleep and there's still no response, guess what? I'm not fucking coming. So the next morning, he wakes up like, hey, good morning. I'm like, good morning. He was like, well, I'm supposed to be going to Oklahoma with a friend of mine, but can you come pick me up this evening? I said, no, but I understand. He says, why not? And I replied. My reply was, you were really just coming to fuck. And I was paying for the whole trip there and back. So with all of your changes, it's definitely not worth it. That's why. So then he says, well, you changed it up on me first. You were supposed to come get me last night. And then you said this morning and da-da-da. He was like, I was going to see if I could get dropped out there when we were coming back so you wouldn't have to make the trip. To which I replied, you didn't say any of that until I had already changed my mind. You were completely cool letting me do all the work and spend all the money. I hope you wouldn't advise your daughters to go for any of the bullshit you were trying to get me to swallow because nobody should be used. And he says, I never tried to use you for what? That's exactly what the fuck it's called. That's exactly what the fuck it's called. You could have had a ride here. But instead of saying, hey, I'm going to Longview with my cousin and I'm going to have them drop me off at your house, is that cool? Instead of starting and leading with that, leading with the thing that was not going to cost me any money, that was not going to cost me any time, that was going to keep me completely secure and here at my house. You didn't lead with that. You led with asking me if I would come pick you up at night. Which I told you previously that I don't like driving at night. Because I have a newer, I have a newer car. Newer to me, mind you. It's 2008. Let me say that. It's newer to me. And until I know my car, like the front and back of my hand, I don't really want to be driving out of town at night. Like, I have children. I'm a woman. Anything could happen. And then I'm stuck on the side of the road because I went to go try to go get a nigga to get some dick. Do y'all realize it's dick locally? Like, if I really wanted something that bad, I could get a nigga that stays right around me and still have the same risk of not being satisfied, giving away some good pussy to a nigga that didn't deserve it, but I didn't have to pay for anything because his ass is here. He could drive himself over here. So the only thing I'm out of then is just some good pussy and a fucking headache. But this man, though, wants me to drive 2 hours there and back on my own dime, pick him up, bring him here, give him some, fuck him like crazy for the next few days, feed him, take care of him while here, and then take him back home too. And this is supposed to benefit me? The only benefit to me in that situation was the potential that I would have an orgasm. The only way in which that situation would have benefited me is purely on a physical level. And that nigga thought that that was good enough. I don't understand it. Like, why is it that the men that have the least to offer a woman are always the most demanding and always want the most from a woman? You don't have shit. Not a car, not a crib. Nigga, you don't even have a hotel room for a week. Like, you have nothing. I have to pick you up, drop you off. You have to drive my car. I have to provide everything for you. You're a grown man. You can definitely come. But that's all you can do for yourself. All you can do for yourself is come. Because I got to do everything else for your ass. I got to feed you. I got to buy you socks. I got to, you know what I mean? Just everything. Like, I have gotten another child. But the only difference is I can sleep with this one. You know how sick that is? You know, being with the first one. You know how many times I just lay in bed and just be feeling sick to my damn stomach? Because I'm taking care of this nigga like he's my child. But he still rolls over and dry fucks me whenever he feels like it. I was sleeping with the enemy. This motherfucker can't stand me. I can't stand him. We just have good sex. And only the sex part. His head sucked. Matter of fact, he just didn't even do it. Like, once he realized that I didn't like the bullshit that he did the first time, he just never even tried again. So there was 90% of the time that we were even having sex that I was fucking dry as a desert. Like, I had to go and buy some feminine lubricating moisture stuff because this nigga was damn near setting a fire in my pussy every time we was fucking because it was all about him. It was so about him that he couldn't even be bothered to spit on my shit. Like, nigga, dude, how can you be enjoying this? Like, that's powder on your penis. Like, there's no moisture there. This shit is all evaporated powder or milk. It's done. How can you even be enjoying it? Shit, it's still wet in there to me. It's the back of that motherfucker. It's still wet. The outside, though, the part that I can still feel that's chafing and on fire right now, it's not. You can't be bothered to just, okay, yeah, you really gotta go. But it's the damn shame. It's like you have nothing to offer a woman and you can't even offer good sex. That's all you have left. That's it. This nigga like, look, I know I got good dick. So, you gonna roll with this? You gonna be happy with this? Or what? You know, I know I got this. I can't. I cannot. I dated women for the first 20 years of my life. So I'm used to being well lubricated. You understand me? I dated nothing but women for the first 20 years of my life. So I'm used to being very well lubricated. And nigga, I am walking from my room to my bathroom, which are next door, and I am starting forest fires because I am so damn dry, and you have no problem with it. Fuck you. That's how I feel. So now I have this other one who he's moving kind of similar. And then that's the problem. When you deal with one fuckboy, you kind of start seeing patterns and similarities. So when you run across another one, even if this one might be some bit of good, he might have something in him that is good. You'll never know it because you're not giving him a chance, because this nigga's moving like the last one. The last one wasn't shit. So I'm not going to sign myself up for a repeat of that. So now with this one, I'm just like, yo, you're in your 50s. You just got to depend. You don't have anything. You don't have anything to offer. That's it. Like, there's no other discussion that I need to have with myself. Once I deduce that, it's now a point of, do I still think maybe fucking him would be worth it? No. So I need to just completely move the fuck around from that. Because why am I continuing to even converse with you? You are in no position to help me, but you are in the exact position to cause my situation some hurt. You are in the best situation to win and make me lose everything that I have, because you have nothing and I have everything, and I'm expected to give to you freely of what I have, knowing that there's no reciprocity, there's nothing coming to me, there's no return on the investment. You are in the perfect position to leave me depressed and destitute. Because that's what happened. Let a man come to your house, women. Eat your pussy good. Fuck you good. I'm talking about good. And then take everything that you have to offer, and then he gone. That's some depressing shit. Because even though you knew he wasn't worth it, and you could see all of the red flags because they were just in front of you dancing in all red, but you still chose to do what you knew you shouldn't have. So when it happens, it's just, it gives you a feeling even more of being betrayed and broken, to being disappointed in your damn self, because you should have seen this shit coming. Especially at 35, because I'm 35. This man is in his 50s, but I'm 35. So I can see it coming before it ever approaches. But I've oftentimes still let it get right up on me, because I'm thinking, maybe this one's different. Yeah, they have similar situations, but maybe this one's making the best out of his. Maybe this one is different. They're never different. It's always the same old bullshit that you knew it was gonna be, but you wanted to give some hope to the situation. It's always the same bullshit. So when you recognize that, when you start seeing patterns in the next motherfucker that acts similar to the last motherfucker, that is when you need to say, you know what, I'm good. Like, before this even gets started, let me stop it, because I see it going somewhere that's gonna leave me depressed. And I don't know how many more depressed episodes that I have left in me before I murder one of you sons of bitches. So in order for me not to catch a case, be away from my children, especially during the coronavirus, because I don't need to be in jail during the coronavirus, I need you to go the fuck away from me. Period. Like, don't come in. Well, you can't be around me because I ain't coming to pick your ass up because you ain't got no way to get here. So, but just stay off my phone. Just stay off my pages. Stay off my Instagram. Stay off my stuff. Just Be over there. Because I already see where it's going. It's not going to end well. So there's no point. There's no point in me continuing the conversation. I can see where it's going. But then, what are the rules of engagement? Like, I think what's happening is that we're not, people aren't talking. This is such an instant gratification type of world where you're like, yeah, I mean, you know, I like the sound of your voice and you look good and everything, but I need to see what that dick do. Like, we're so into instant gratification. Me too. I'm talking about me to me. Instant gratification. Because me personally, I've always felt that, for one, sex is a big thing, period. Especially to me and in my family. Like, I grew up with a mom and dad that were married for a while. My dad was my mom's first. You know, he was like 11 years older than her, you know what I mean? He was like the hot boy and she was like growing up and, you know what I mean? And they got together, right? But my dad is a sexaholic. He'll tell you. My dad is a 65-year-old preacher that will tell you to your face, I like to fuck a lot. Even at 65. Like, his current wife is like, I'm waiting on this nigga to go through whatever the male version of menopause is so he can stop poking me. Because I've already went through menopause and I still am required to have sex at least once a week. Way more than that if he had his way. You know what I mean? But it's always been a situation. Sex has always been really important to my parental units. And so then, of course, with them divorcing, because my dad was, sex was really important to him. He wasn't just having it with my mom. Like, my dad was cheating on my mom left and fucking right. Like, this nigga was like, I need to fuck. I need it. You know what I mean? It cost him his marriage. And my dad, even to this day, and he is remarried to a woman that he's been with for about like 15, 20 years. He's had another child, my little sister. Hey, Peter. But my dad will still tell you the one that got away, the one that he regrets ever fucking over was my mom. Because she was a good woman. But he couldn't control his carnal urges. And my dad was a fucking preacher. Y'all hear me? My dad was a preacher. Had a church. He was on the marquee as the preacher. But he was smashing all the sisters down there with them little short skirts and slips. He was giving it to them because it was important to him. So I'm saying, like I come from a long line of fuckers. Like, my whole family fucks. Like, even my mom, after they got divorced, she went through her wild phase. Like, nigga, I've been getting the same dick for the last 16, 20 years. That was the first one I ever had. I see a lot of it out here that looks interesting. So she went and did her thing too. And as the children, we're seeing all this. We're seeing all the women that my dad is cheating on my mom with, because he's not doing it like he ain't doing it in a cool way. No. This nigga's taking us over to the bitch's house and, you know, leaving us in the car while he go in there and smash and shit. Like, this is stuff that was happening. So sex has always been a very, very big part of my existence. You know what I mean? I was molested at 7. Like, it's always been a part of my existence. So I've kind of been the one where I was like, I need to see what that dick do before I get into this long-term relationship. Because I can't be with somebody who can't satisfy me sexually. I can't. I refuse. It's not necessary. Because what you want and can't do, it's another motherfucker that will. I just didn't know that other motherfucker wasn't no good. I had no idea that it is very rare to find